Hello, everyone. Welcome to S-Factor Labs. My name is Samuel Ray, and it's been a while since we got any tangible information on Project L, the upcoming League of Legends fighting game from FGC, fighting game and fighting game community alumni Tom and Tony Cannon at the helm of the development team. So they definitely know what they're doing. But yeah, they just released some footage of what they're calling duo play in a short dev diary. Since I talked about it back when they first showed off the gameplay, and that video got quite a few views actually. And I brought out opinions on it that you're not going to hear much from fighting game fandom at large. A lot of them tend to be really hype about this type of game. I bring a bit more of a balanced view to it. I see a lot of potential in it, but I'm not a huge fan of tag fighters. So I have been one of the people who has no hesitation in pointing out and preparing newcomers to fighting games who may be familiar with League of Legends and the other properties around that IP, the other games. I've been one of the few who have actually pointed out some of the things you should expect that may not necessarily appeal to a non-fighting game player if you're trying to get into this. So I'm going to come into this with as balanced a perspective as I can, rather than the usual fighting game community hype. Let's take a look and see at this, because like I said, there's a lot of potential. And if duo play is what I think it is, then it could be very interesting.
Hey everyone, it's our favorite time of year. So we thought we'd check in and let y'all know what's happening with Project L. From the start of this project, we felt that if we were going to make a fighting game, we needed to bring something new to the genre. We're investing in some big ideas that we hope will unlock new kinds of fun for fighting game fans. I'm happy to introduce one of those big bets for you today, which some of you have already suspected. Project L isn't just a tag-based fighting game.
Okay.
It's a 2v2 team-based fighting game.
Yep.
This means that teams of two players can face off together.
This is pretty much what I expected. They're doing for traditional fighting games what Multiverses was doing, making 2v2, two players versus two players, actually tenable. That's something that hasn't been done in traditional fighting games for quite a long time, actually, since Tekken Tag Tournament 2, which lets you play online, casual, and ranked modes with two players on one team and two players on the other team, and then Street Fighter Cross Tekken had 2 versus 2 modes. Other games have had these modes, but they've been relegated to side modes, where honestly underutilized side modes too, like tournament organizers and streamers rarely use these 2v2, 3v3, crew battle modes, elimination modes, Waseda style, or Shogi style. Like, they're rarely used. Like, games like King of Fighters 15 and Dragon Ball Fighters have these built in. Street Fighter 6 also has it built in. I never see anybody using them. Multiverses came out doing this first, 2v2 being the main game mode of that game for competitive play. And honestly, I really enjoyed it. As someone who came from the Smash scene, played a lot of Smash, actually just a slight bit longer than traditional fighting games, which my first was Soul Calibur 2. I really liked what Multiverses was doing. So, it's actually pretty nice to see them trying to do the same thing with Project L. Although I'm not sure if it's going to be the main game mode like it was in Multiverses.
In the same match, with each player piloting a single champion. So we're building a game where you can play with your friends.
Ooh, new, more polished gameplay. Look.
Let me toss it over to Sean to explain how it works.
Okay.
Damn, that hurts. Maybe I just handshake and you jump up after?
Yeah, I could do that.
Okay. Hit the spin. All right, it's gonna be cheap. Are you ready?
Oh yeah, because you gotta coordinate because you're tagging in and out.
That's kind of clean. Yeah. You do love to see it.
Whereas,
y'all have no idea how long I've been.
Yeah, in Multiverses it was simultaneous doubles.
This is Clock, one of our
different
game designers.
Yo, what's up, everyone?
Let's get into it. Duo play works a bit like tag team wrestling. One player controls the champ on stage, and the other waits off screen for their teammate to find the right moment to tag them in. In our last update, we showcased some of our tag mechanics, all of which were designed from the ground up to encourage teamwork. Sharing in victories, defeats, performing combos together, or saving your partner in a clutch moment are just some of the new ways you can experience the game as a duo.
Okay, see, here's the thing. This is good. This is like Dragon Ball FighterZ party play mode, where it's 3 human players versus 3 human players. Or like their PvE raid battles, where it's 3 human players versus the AI, the computer, CPU. This is good because I personally am not a big fan of tag fighters where it's 1 player versus 1 player, but both players are controlling 2 or 3 characters all at once. I've never been a big fan of those. But I've always wanted to try experiencing a tag game like this where it's each player is just 1 character. There has yet to be anything that has done that well that I could enjoy. And that wasn't tons of hoops to jump through because nobody ever plays the mode. So I'm curious to see if they're going to make this the primary game mode of Project L, considering it comes from the League of Legends lineage, which is, at its core, a team-based game. So are they going to make this primarily a team-based fighting game? That calls back to the Gundam Versus series, Gundam Extreme Versus. Honestly, really fun games. It's the best arena fighters on the market, period. And they are 2v2. However, they're simultaneous, not tag. But they still have insane depth, really fast paced. The importance on synergy and teamwork with your teammate is what makes or break your success or your failure. It's a really fun game. I wish they would release it on PC. Unfortunately, it's exclusive to PlayStation, so if you don't have a PlayStation and you don't pay for PlayStation Plus, you can't play it, which kind of sucks. I want it on PC, but this is intriguing. I wonder if it's going to be the main game mode.
Project L will support 1v1, 2v2, and even 2v1 matchups. So
2v1,
don't worry, solo
okay.
players. You can still play as a solo tag team fighter and control both champs at once. Fight
Okay.
your own battles or bring a friend. The choice is yours.
Time to throw down.
Whatever your setup, our systems are designed to feel fluid and rewarding for players on stage and off screen. And that starts before you even get into a match. Before the game starts, each team can choose to customize how their champs play together with something we're calling the Fuse system.
Who's?
With fuses, you can choose between powerful synergies that change up your duo's playstyle
Okay.
and really allow player expression to shine. I want to talk about one fuse called 2x assist. This allows your team to throw out 2 assists back to back instead of just 1.
2 assists back
Each
to back.
champion having 2 assists and some of them being chargeable, there is a lot to discover.
Oh man, that's
You can
gonna be
always change
nuts.
your fuse for the next match to find out what feels right.
Okay, so that's another thing that ties into what I pointed out in my previous Project L video. Assists in tag fighters are what really make them nutty. And you may enjoy that. You may enjoy the craziness of the mix-ups that opens up, or the long pressure that opens up. However, if you enjoy doing the pressure, you better enjoy being subject to that pressure and not being able to play the game for extended periods of time, because that is what results from it, inevitably. And people will figure out how to leverage that to prevent the other player from playing for as much of the round as possible. That is what tag games with assists always boils down to. And then how to extend their combos as long as possible to gain as much meter as possible so that they have more resource, or so that they can use a super to end up the combo and deal out the most damage possible. Expect long combos, expect a lot of mix-ups and pressure and just grimy, like, how the heck do I block that kind of situations. A lot of times in tag games, you can't block it. Your only answer to that is to not allow yourself to be put in that situation in the first place. Honestly, I feel like that's a cop-out answer. I hate when that's the answer. It feels so lame, and I'm like, a good game should be designed so that that's never the only answer to any situation. But that's a me thing. That's a gripe I have with the tag assist fighting games. Now, if you look at games like Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, it didn't have assists. It had an active tag. You did a move or an action with a character, then you switch to the other character while that previous character carried out the action. I preferred that because you didn't have just an assist flying in to do something. You had to actively switch back and forth, which kept the grind down a bit more. And it was also a 2v2 game like this one is, as opposed to a 3v3. So it will inherently have less craziness and grind than a 3v3 tag assist game. But being a 2v2 tag game with assists, it's still going to be crazier than Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. There's gonna be a lot of stuff that will frustrate you if you're not already accustomed to tag assist fighting games, and if you don't already know you like it. Because you may enjoy watching it, but that doesn't always make it fun to play. So keep that in mind if you're a newcomer coming into this. And again,
Really excited for all the
that's something you
possibilities
don't
here and can't wait to see
see
what
many
comes
of
up.
these fighting game community
Gameplay is at the heart of
influencers
Project
bringing
L's
out.
design and the foundation of the game overall. We know it's a difficult design challenge to get right, but we spent a lot of time figuring out how to make duo play something truly unique and special for you all to enjoy and master.
I'm definitely interested in
I'm
this
sure
though.
you've got loads of questions, so keep them close, because I have one more thing to tell you all. I'm thrilled to say that Project L will have a playable demo at EVO, where you can come try out the game on the show floor. We'll have 4 champions available, no sign-up required.
Okay, a
Whether
lot
you're
of people are going to
attending or
be
not, look out for another update with more
sharing their
real soon.
impressions after playing it at
In the
EVO.
meantime, go check out this full 2v2 match between 4 of our devs. Link in the description below.
Thank you all for watching, and see you in Las Vegas.
Okay. I'm going to make another video. I'm going to watch that match, and I'm going to kind of break down my thoughts on how it looks. So keep an eye out for that. That's going to come real soon. But yeah, I mean, I'm interested in duo play. If this game's going to be free, there's going to be no reason for me to not try it. And if they really are putting as much thought into this duos mode, or even make it the main focus, that could give this game longevity for me as someone, even as someone who doesn't like tag fighting games with assists in them, being able to play with another human player, like my brother, and working out our synergy and stuff, that could make it fun. Hosting lobbies with viewers on my streams, and just having fun mixing up the teams and watching the shenanigans happen. That will be fun. You know? I don't think assist tag games are the kind I can take seriously and try to be competitive in, but allowing us to play on a team with a friend, that opens up so much opportunity for fun and just funny shenanigans to happen that you don't see in most traditional fighting games. So that's definitely a plus. I definitely like that part of the design, and this actually makes me a little more excited for the game than I was before, after it was announced that it was going to be a tag game with assists. So good on them, good on them. Alright, that's my thoughts on this. Keep an eye out. I'm going to go over the gameplay video footage and see what I think about the gameplay in action. Not just the little snippets in this trailer. So alright, feel free to let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I want to see what you think. Are you familiar with tag fighters? Are you not? And are you interested in this because you're more familiar with League of Legends and Riot Games? What are your thoughts on this? From either side of the aisle. Or are you someone familiar with fighting games, but maybe you're not particularly a fan of tag games? Or maybe you are. Let me know what you think. And like and subscribe if you haven't already subscribed, and hit that bell so you see my next updates. I've got a few updates I do every week. I upload I would say 2 to 4 times, and then I do one stream on the weekends. And oftentimes in those streams, I play with the viewers, so feel free to come by. Alright. I will see you in the next video with the gameplay, or whatever other content that I upload that you decide to watch. Have a good one. Sam here. Thank you so much for making it to the end of this video. If you enjoyed it, please like and subscribe. That'll help me out a lot as I try to grow this channel and figure out what kind of content I want to continue making for you all. Also, feel free to comment your favorite parts or any other feedback and suggestions you might have. I'll see you there or in whatever I upload next. Have a good one.